how's your morning going?
Oh, I don't know. I just burned breakfast again. I upset both of the kids. I blew out I don't know how many pieces of the house, and I walked out on a meeting with a really important client.
Sorry I asked.
Hello, Micah here. Welcome back to The Echo. Today we're locked in on I Love Boosters. God damn, you need to go see this in the theater while you still can. I saw it last week and my mind was blown. It was an explosion of color, dynamic lighting, fun locations, and sets, and I can confidently say one of the best designed films of all time. Boots Riley directs an intricately whimsical, batshit crazy, yet fully believable heist movie that focuses on the power of community and self-expression in our art. The cast is one of the best ensembles we've seen in the theater in a long time. Keke Palmer, Naomi Ackie, Taylor Page, and Poppy Liu as the Boosters are an awesome group. It's their chemistry and banter that make the film a cult classic. Demi Moore is great as the villain. She's the right kind of crazy and unhinged narcissistic villain that make a movie like this so much fun. Like I said, the production design of the movie was crazy. One of the running jokes in the film was that each one of the stores they rob is a different monochromatic color. The Boosters' costume designs are also so interesting and fun and original and serve as a great thematic contrast to the corporate element they're facing. Production designer Christopher Glass and set designer Liz Ayala do a great job at bringing this world to light. All the sets were dynamic and play with space and color inventively, and a lot of the sets were miniatures, which is a technique that films like Star Wars use, so it made the film seem so much more epic. The makeup department in this film was beyond talented, and there are too many of them to name here, but the IMDb page is linked in the description. So go support the smaller artists who gave their all into making this film a reality. Boots Riley takes so many risks. If you've seen Sorry to Bother You, you know that Boots Riley is a filmmaker that likes to incorporate literal representations of thematic elements in the story. In this film, he finds a way to play with abstract concepts like dialectical materialism in a literal way, alluding to identity, acceleration, space, time, and power with one thematic device. I Love Boosters was shot on Arri Alexa 35 and Panavision B and T series lenses. The 239:1 format really brings out the elaborate set design. Cinematographer Natasha Breyer maintains deep focus in most of the shots to show the set design and the costumes of the characters, but she also utilizes excellent tracking shots and camera motion that adds to the whimsy of the film. At the beginning of my screening, I got to see an interview that Boots Riley did on some films that inspired him, such as Black Cat, White Cat, Moon Indigo, Holy Motors, Mishima, Life in 4 Chapters, and Playtime. In the interview, he talks about having fun with your work, keeping the audience guessing, and being inventive with your production design and props, the unity between art and action, and our engagement with the spaces around us. All of these themes are so present in I Love Boosters. It's one of those movies that's definitely just going to stick around and become a cult classic. I think it's a bit more accessible than Sorry to Bother You actually. It's just as wild, but in a more adventurous way. I think the group dynamic and comedy was more balanced too, and not so intended to shock people, and instead says exactly what it means while still being just as shocking. So what's the echo of I Love Boosters? Art is everybody's. Corporations will come up with the most elaborate schemes to prevent the compensation and collaboration of artists. Individuality gets swept up and monetized and sold back to us in monochromatic batches of misery. They're even willing to shed their literal humanity and buy expensive recreations and attempts at what we find when we create with our communities. So go create from whatever you can. And if you happen to acquire your materials from boosted methods, we got a strict no snitching policy over here, and that's all I'll say. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of June, so help us out and follow us everywhere at Vista USA, Vista MP4, and Vista Echoes. Next up, we're talking about Backrooms and Obsession.